Hey guys, welcome to the Back to podcast. Today I'm here with someone new. Introduce yourself, big man.
Right, lads, it's Hasnat here. You might remember me from previous channel, but we're making a return.
There we go.
No, I haven't been on the back two, but I've been on previous channels.
He knows what
you
he's
might
talking
remember me.
about when it
You
comes to
might
the beautiful
remember me.
game.
You know what I mean? So
Reese,
let's go.
Reese isn't around. He's out getting pissed with the lads, so he's got Hasnat to come in and fill in. They're on par with their football knowledge. Hasnat probably takes it. We'll see. Let us know what you think of the new loanee signing.
Well, I'm not getting signed on a permanent deal, mate.
If the fans want you on every week, then we're going to get you on as a permanent. It might become the back three.
It's the trial period.
It's there, exactly. It's a big trial. A little loan, a loan to buy deal. So
I'll take that.
We'll go straight into it. We'll review the League Cup straight away, and the biggest result of the quarterfinals has to be Bristol City 2, Manchester United 1. Hasnat, what do you think of it?
Well, I mean, pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. The result 2-1 against Bristol City, championship side, and we're the supposedly mighty Manchester United. So I think it's a poor result. There's no doubt about that. It was a shocking performance from the lads. I mean, it's Bristol City. I understand it's Bristol City. It is the League Cup, fair enough, but you win this and you're in the semi-finals with one of the big boys. So either Arsenal, Chelsea, or City. So that should have been enough motivation for these lads. We have Pogba. Pogba's on the pitch, Zlatan on the pitch. Guys like that. Blind, even Danny Blind there, he hasn't played, to be fair to him. He has got some stick from the United fans, but, I think that's, it's not really, he shouldn't have got that because he hasn't been playing. So you can't really give him a lot of stick. But whereas guys like Martial, Rashford, especially Rashford was quite very poor in my opinion. They do deserve stick. I think the outrage towards the manager, it's a gross exaggeration over the criticism for Jose Mourinho.
Hold on, we'll get on to the fans' reaction and Jose in a sec.
All right, but as I was saying, I think it was a poor performance. We should have won that game, but it is the League Cup. I personally, if this was earlier, before like maybe the third round or fourth round, I wouldn't have cared. Whatever. We won the League Cup last season. It's a tin cup. You know what I mean? As Mourinho was like cool things, but he really likes this cup actually. So, but to me, I think we should have won that. To be honest, that's it. Basically, we should have won that. We didn't, but it's not like it's the end of the world.
So after the derby, especially, United fans have got into meltdown on social media and on certain YouTube fan channels. Mourinho out. We're sick and tired of Mourinho's football. After the Bournemouth victory, they were all right. We then beat West Brom, but people were upset because of the manner in which we played in that second half. And then we go and lose to Bristol. Mourinho comes out in his presser, in his interview, actually, says a lot of things, but everybody seems to highlight him saying that Bristol City were lucky, he reiterated many times that he didn't want it to be the case that he was saying they were lucky, but they were the better team. Jose Mourinho is walking on eggshells at the moment. The fan base is in tatters. Why do you think the United fans are in my opinion, overreacting so much?
Well, to be honest, I think it's just because of the fact of the media. It's the English media. It's people criticize these fans are people my age, your age, us, like young adults, but it's actually these older people who have seen United go through the mill, mate. Absolute, shit before Ferguson that are coming out.
Match-going fans as well.
Yeah, match-going fans, Mancunians, which bothers me the most. Because if I could understand, me, you, Cockney United fans, with, as we're known as, I could understand that. Like, okay, fair enough, we don't go to the games and stuff, but you're match-going fans. You see how the team, of course, perhaps more than us apparently. because you're Mancunians or whatever, so you automatically possess superior knowledge to us. I don't know, but whatever. They come up with some ludicrous things. It doesn't equate. I think maybe it's a bit of a midlife crisis, to be honest. Maybe some marriage problems or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's really like it's shocking, to be honest. But Manchester United, fair enough, but we're second in the table. Let's not forget, we're second in the table to Manchester City, who are supposedly the greatest team of all time. So we're not doing that bad, are we?
Are you behind Mourinho?
100%. He's the right man. If you take out Mourinho, who do you get? Ancelotti? Yeah, Ancelotti. Okay, he's the best man, but he got sacked from Bayern. So,
Give it Giggsy?
Mate, I think you gotta get Giggsy coaching the women's team. You know what I mean?
Controversial. We haven't even got one.
Yeah, but you should make a women's team and get Giggsy in there. No, I'm joking. No, mate, Giggs, he hasn't improved the manager. If you want to get rid of Mourinho and bring in Giggs, then I think you've completely lost it, because he has no managerial credentials. So, yeah, fair enough, he's done his UEFA license B, A, yeah, fair enough, but he hasn't actually managed the team. He managed United for about 3-4 games, and he was okay. He was okay. That's it.
So we've got to give credit to Bristol City, though. From the first minute they were at it, they were aggressive. They wanted it more than Manchester United. They played really, really well. United didn't turn up in the end. Internationals like Rojo and Darmian and Blind, elite players, so-called elite players like Ibrahimovic didn't turn up. Pogba didn't have the best game. Marcel and Rashford I thought were poor. But Bristol City scored a fantastic goal late on into the game when maybe you think they'd be content to take the extra time. They caught United sleeping and they go through into semi-finals. To quickly round up the rest of the quarter-final results, Arsenal beat Newcastle by a goal to nil thanks to a goal from Danny Welbeck in a very beat West Ham by a goal to nil in a very poor game. Chelsea.
Sorry, mate. Could I just interrupt you for a second there? Yeah?
Go on.
Just so we don't go. I just want to add. It's very interesting what Mourinho said in the press conference about the players. They came into the office. It was a day in the office, but it looked like some of the players they didn't want to come into the office. I think that says a lot.
Do you think that was indirect at a few players?
Of course, 100%. Because
I'm
pretty sure a lot of these. I think maybe Rashford, maybe Pogba. Pogba. He likes doing his dabs and what. I love Pogba, but it is the League Cup. Well, fair enough, but we could have been in the semi-final with one of the big boys. So that should be enough motivation for you to. And you play for Manchester United. You got to put these boys. You got to put these away. You got to put these away. Bristol City, definitely, he was sending indirects at a couple of our players, and deservedly so. They did. That team was good enough. Mourinho had the right tactics, whatever you want to call it. It was up to the players to do their job, and they didn't. As Mourinho said, they didn't want to come into the office.
But will that do more damage than good? Is it Mourinho's dressing room esque?
No, that's. I think that's nonsense. I just think the players just couldn't be asked today. That's it. Yesterday, last night, they just couldn't be asked. Simple as that. I can't be asked to go into work sometimes, but I still go into work and I do my job. You know what I mean? You got to graft. You got to do what you got to do. But the players, of course, they're on like millions of pounds of whatever, how much ever they earn, whatever. Their wages, they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? They still get paid. They go to their training, whatever they do, whatever. They're still getting paid. So definitely a lot of blame has to go to the players. The Mourinho, you can put some blame on him, but it's been too much of a blame on him, to be honest.
So you touched on it briefly. The big boys have made it through. City and Chelsea also progressed, beating Bournemouth and Leicester, respectively. The semi-final was shaped up to be, it could have been a London derby and a Manchester derby, but in the end, it is Arsenal versus Chelsea and Man City versus Bristol City in the semi-finals to resume in early January, or to start in early January. Who do you think are favourites going into that semi-final to go on and win it?
Well, you've got to say it's got to be Manchester City. The way they celebrated their win.
There won't
It was
be a
like they won
giant
the World
killing.
Cup.
Don't
It
think
was like they
Bristol
won the
City
World Cup.
to.
Right? No way. Don't think so, mate. If they get to the final, I think that's an incredible achievement. Getting to the semi-final was an amazing achievement, but if they get to the final, I mean that's it. As long as they get to the final, they won't care. You know, they'll be happy to be at the semi-final.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, it's probably Manchester City. They'll probably win it. You know, they celebrated like they won the World Cup against Leicester. So,
It was huge celebrations in the away end.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's the small club mentality, you know. So,
but
you know,
isn't that what you want to see from players and managers? Celebrating victories and cup finals, cup semi-finals and quarter-final victories. You know, progressing through tournaments. The League Cup is, in the last few years, the last 10 years, maybe more, has been seen as a joke cup. And these City players and Pep are showing that it means a lot. It's winning silverware, which has been something that I think the media and the press in particular, and teams like Arsenal and Liverpool, who don't win any silverware and just have created this top four thing, which is almost overshadowed winning a trophy, when surely football at the end of the day is about winning games and winning trophies more than your league position.
You make a great point there, you know, about Manchester City celebrating because it's all about, you know, winning trophies. And, you know, I think, you know, you celebrate it, and well, I think it was a bit excessive, Manchester City, to be honest, because, you know, you expect Manchester City to beat Leicester. The same way you expect Manchester United to beat Bristol, Arsenal to beat West Ham, you know. You expect those results. So I think, yeah, Manchester City definitely showed passion in their game, which we lacked. So, yeah, maybe it is me being a bit, you know, salty, if you want to put it that way. But, you know, of course, I'm glad to see United go out of the competition. I would have loved to see, you know, seeing United at Wembley. You know, if United made it through to the final, I was definitely going, or even the semi-finals. With the Mankey Derby, I was going to up to Old Trafford.
It would have been absolute scenes.
It would have been absolute scenes. You know, imagine putting away City at the semi-finals. You know, but we won it last season. I suppose the players were like, you know, whatever. I'm going in. You know, I'm gonna just do whatever. That's it.
So we turn our attention to a jam-packed Premier League weekend, deep into the festive season. Friday night football. It's the big one. It's the biggest game of the Premier League weekend. It's Arsenal versus Liverpool. Where do we start on this one? It's 4th v 5th. Both teams go into it in decent form. In decent form. Liverpool with better form than Arsenal. Where do you see this one going?
It's battle for the Europa League. That's what it is.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Even the Liverpool are in 4th?
Liverpool, you know, Liverpool. It's the media's infatuation with Liverpool FC. You know, they talk about Liverpool as if they're, you know, second, but you know, Manchester United are second. But they talk about us as if we're in the relegation zone.
Indeed.
So, you know, I mean, of course, there's an agenda against United. There's an agenda against Mourinho. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, you know, he likes to, you know, get, you know, he has passion or whatever. He runs down the touchline, you know. But, you know, when Mourinho throws a bottle, he gets banned. But with Jurgen Klopp is okay because, you know, he hasn't got good teeth, and, you know, he's German, and he looks like a lad you could go, you know, a guy you could go down a boozer with and have a couple of pints with.
But in terms of the game, Arsenal v Liverpool.
Sorry, mate.
Who do you see? Let's put the United cap down just for 2 seconds, and who are you leaning towards in this clash of quote-unquote Europa League giants, as you said?
So Liverpool, I like the attack. I know, as much as it pains me to say, I like the attack. You know, very attacking football, boom football, as Klopp likes to call it, heavy metal football. So, yeah, I like Liverpool's attack. Arsenal, you know, you got Mesut Ozil, you've got, you know, Alexis Sanchez, you've got Alexandre Lacazette.
We'll talk about Sanchez quickly, actually. He's been shocking. He's been dog shit this season.
But, yeah, you know he's going to turn it on against Liverpool, because he's going to turn up against Liverpool or Chelsea or United or City, whatever, or Spurs.
But has he, though? But has he? Because the only team to beat Arsenal at home this season were the Red Devils. We put them away, and Lingard milli-rocked at the Emirates.
Milli-rocked in your block. You know what I mean? So,
Sanchez,
he did.
Sanchez wasn't great in that game. He wasn't great at City, and he wasn't great when they went to Anfield, but he was good against Spurs. So he hasn't really turned up in the big games. He hasn't really turned up all season, Alexis Sanchez. And in a game where Liverpool have such a fantastic record against Arsenal, in their last 5 games against Arsenal in the Premier League, they haven't lost. They've won 3 and drawn 2. In the last 4 games, they have scored at least 3 goals against Arsenal. Surely Arsenal are in big trouble in this game.
Well, Arsenal-Liverpool has always been a very exciting game, historically as well, because there's always been a lot of goals in the game. You know, especially this season and like the past 3 seasons. It's been a goal fest. You know, Liverpool beating Arsenal early, you know, destroying Arsenal earlier on this year, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah,
4-0 at Anfield. So, you know, Arsenal at the Emirates. Arsenal's fan base, as it always is in disarray, if I can say that. You know, they're absolutely, you know, they're Arsenal. You know, they want to rack up their views on Arsenal fan TV or whatnot. So, you know, they put on something. But, you know, Arsenal, they've been poor this season. Liverpool, they're playing what they should be with their amount of players. They've got a bang average team. They've got a couple of individuals like Coutinho, Mohamed Salah.
You say a bang average team. You say a bang average team, but you've got to give them credit. You have got to give them credit. Without comparing them to Manchester United, you've got to give credit to Liverpool's attack at the very least.
Yes, I do.
Mo Salah with 14 league goals. 14 league goals.
I mean, that's an incredible achievement from the wing. So I was wrong about Mohamed Salah. I did say that, you know, he was a Europa League player. I do take that back because I thought, you know, he flopped at Chelsea, and yeah, he did. Fair enough, he was very good at Roma, but you know, the Serie A Calcio A and the BPL is very, you know, 2 different things. So
we're talking about Mo Salah with 14 goals, Firmino with 6, Coutinho with 5, and Mane, for his standards, a poor 4. They're the 3rd highest goal scorers in the Premier League on 38 points, only behind Manchester United on 39 and Man City with 56 goals.
Say it again. So for their tremendous attack, it's still behind us.
Yes, but without comparing to Manchester United and comparing them with Arsenal.
Yeah. I think I want to say.
How do Arsenal go about stopping Salah, Mane, Firmino, Coutinho, and all the rest of them? The job after that, I think, there's a big step down in quality, and that's why they're 4th.
I really do hope Arsenal turn up tomorrow because I don't like Liverpool. I hate Liverpool. You know, as a United fan, I hate Liverpool. I can't stand them. So I don't ever want to see Liverpool win a game. So I'm not worried about Arsenal. Arsenal are no threat. So I don't know if Arsenal win tomorrow, they're no threat. You know, I don't like Arsenal, but they're no threat anymore to me. So, you know, if Arsenal win, I'll take that. So draw is the best result, I suppose.
So you're predicting a draw?
No, I don't think it'll be a draw. I'm hoping Arsenal win, but Liverpool's attack is really, really, really good. But I'm hoping like players like Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil will turn up against Liverpool. If they do, then I think Arsenal could put away Liverpool.
But at the same time, don't you think people are writing off Arsenal, and when they write off Arsenal, it's when Wenger seems to pull something out the hat.
We out the bag.
We only go as far back as the North London derby, where everyone was saying Tottenham want to go there and walk all over Arsenal, and Tottenham haven't recovered since.
It's when their own fans, exactly. It's when their own fans write them off as well.
Yeah.
You know, you've got guys like DT and whatnot, troops saying, saying that, you know, they're in for a real pummeling. You know, like with Tottenham game, they were, you know, talking as if they were going to get destroyed. And you know, the opposite happened. Wenger, he had a plan. I suppose the Tottenham players as well, they were like, oh, these are mugs. We're gonna wipe the floor with them. And you know, Arsenal, they turned up. The players, Wenger probably drilled into them. Like, look at your own fans are saying, you know, you're gonna lose, prove them wrong, or whatever. So I think, you know, if Arsenal do pull this out of the bag, I think it'd be a very good result for them. But let's not forget Liverpool have a awful defense.
In saying that, they've conceded the same amount of goals as Arsenal.
That is wow.
Which did surprise me. Which did surprise me.
That's something else. That's really, I didn't know that. Well, I think that speaks for itself. Then they're both as bad as each other in terms of defense. So it's really going to be an attack versus attack game. To be honest, that's what it is.
I'm hoping for a goal fest as a neutral. I really am.
Yeah, of course. You want to see that. 7:45 on a Friday night. You know what I mean? No plans to hit the town, no?
Nah. I'll be watching the game live on Sky Sports. Give us a sponsor, Sky Sports, for shouting you out.
Go down the booze, or no?
I'm hoping for a 4-4 or a 5-5.
I mean, if that happens, then
something explosively crazy is that.
I don't think that will happen. I don't think Wenger will allow it. He seems to have changed his approach to games now. Like before, it would be, all out attack. You just slamming that right analog stick, all the way to the far, like as you do on FIFA, all out attack. But now he's very pragmatic. He's quite pragmatic now. He plays the game adjusting to the opposition. So I think he'll realise the threats of Liverpool, and I think Arsenal will go with 5 at the back. I'll probably play about like Mustafi. Is Mustafi fit?
Mustafi is. I don't think he's fit. Hold on. I think they'll be checking up on him. I think he's a doubt.
No, he's a doubt.
Actually, no. Hold on.
No?
Giroud and Ramsey are both out. Coquelin is a doubt, and Mustafi will return, I believe.
You might see Jack Wilshere now. Jack Wilshere play.
I think he's got to start. There's no one. Well, Coquelin's probably out, unless El Neni's playing in the middle of the park.
So we're looking at Jack and Wilshere in the middle.
I'm thinking that's going to be Jack and Wilshere, especially since Wilshere didn't play in midweek. He's in the box with troops and DT.
Yeah, he was looking to sign a new contract.
Signed the team.
Bournemouth rejects them all. But anyway.
Well.
I think Arsenal. I hope Arsenal beat them. But Liverpool's attack is really, really. It's really good. Like honestly, like the way they play, they're attacking football. Firmino, Coutinho, what's his name, Salah, and them, and then there's the other one, Mane. There we go. The black Messi or Black Suarez, as Troops calls him.
So you're going for?
I'm going for it. Let's go for a draw.
Okay. So we move on to Saturday. Everyone else plays on Saturday. 12:30 is the first game. The early kickoff. Everton versus Chelsea, and Big Sam is doing some big stuff at Goodison. He's moved them all the way up into 9th place. A team that was touted to be relegated earlier on in the season. Big Sam's gone. They've turned things around. They're undefeated in their last 5 games, 4 wins and 1 draw. The most recent being on Monday night, where they comfortably coasted past Swansea, winning by 3-1. Chelsea also undefeated in the last 5, having won 4, and actually they lost 1, and that was against West Ham. Both teams coming into some fantastic form. It's at Goodison. Hasnat, what's going to happen in this game?
Sure. Well, Everton versus Chelsea. Everton at home at Goodison. I mean, going away to Goodison is always a tough fixture. You've got the fans. It's very close to the pitch. The stands, very small stadium. They're going to make it very, very intimidating. The Evertonians. Big Sam, he's done an amazing job since he's come in. Big Sam has taken them from as you said, projected relegation to doing really well now, beating Swansea, I believe, last game.
Yeah, on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney. I mean, can I say Wayne Rooney is in the form of his life right now? People were saying he's finished. I was saying he's finished as well, but it looks like he's got that fire in his belly back. That we used to see, at United until after Ferguson left. Before that, that fire in his belly that he had, that passion that. He seems to have found it back, and that sort of inspired Everton. Or maybe Big Sam's put his arm around him, like, Wayne, you're my man, and and you look what he's doing. He's producing, he's scoring goals from midfield. He's playing those passes, that no one else in the team can. Those Hollywood passes, long passes, pingers. That's what he's doing. Everton have really, really improved since Big Sam's taken over. He's done a great job, and you expect that from Big Sam. He saves teams that are doomed, basically. That's what he's known for.
Speaking of Wazaru, he scored 10 goals in 16 Premier League appearances this season, and this is the fewest amount of matches it's taken him to reach 10 goals since 11-12.
Well, got a bit of stats going on here, mate. Statman Kev.
Since 11-12. And the stats keep coming.
Yeah, the two, mate.
Chelsea.
You're making me seem like don't really know what
you know what you're talking about. You're here for the big, raw opinion. That's what you're here for.
It is yeah.
Chelsea have won their last 3 Premier League matches against Everton by an aggregate score of 10-0. I'm going for a Chelsea win. Although they'll be without Alvaro Morata, who I forgot to say was suspended in that League Cup game. He celebrated by putting the ball in his shirt and letting everyone know that his girlfriend's pregnant.
He didn't even take his top off.
Exactly, but he got a yellow card, and that's him suspended now for this game after coming back from his injury, scoring the winner in that game against Bournemouth. Yeah. Football's gone a bit mad, hasn't it? When you can't even.
And this game's gone soft.
You haven't. Celebrations are just so generic nowadays. And then when you do something out of the ordinary, like Lingard's Millie Rocket at the Emirates or Pogba's dab last season or anything like that, people wanna criticize you and say you're this and you're that. But then when they become robots, will complain.
Yeah, I think there's still a while yet till he will become robots, and football's basically a robotic game. But I think we're well on course for that to happen. To be honest, seems like you can't express any emotions, in the game.
An emotional game. Everton, Chelsea. Which way?
I think, of course, Chelsea have the better team in terms of quality and on paper. And the cliche goes, the game is not played on paper. So Everton are at Goodison Park, but like you said, an aggregate score of 10-0 in these past 3 games they've played, Everton and Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win, but I don't think Everton will let them win so easily. I think it'll be a very good game.
We'll race through the rest of the fixtures. Brighton host Watford. Brighton sitting in 13th place. They haven't won their last 5 games. They put an end to their losing streak. They had lost 3 on the bounce, and they drew their last game at home to Burnley 0-0. Watford are in horrific form. Silva's team has dropped down to 10th. 3 red cards in 3 games for them. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They've lost 3 on the bounce. They have to put an end to this poor form. Which way do you see this one going?
Watford are on a losing streak. Their last game they lost 4-1 to Huddersfield at home.
Yeah.
So and supposedly Watford are very good at home. I think Watford are good at home. Supposedly, yeah, as I said. And Brighton, they drew to Burnley at home. So I think it's going to be one of these something's going to. You expect Brighton to beat Watford because of Watford's form, but I think maybe this is the time they turn around and they win. So I'm going for Watford. I'm going for Watford win.
Man City, Bournemouth at the Etihad.
I want to say Bournemouth win, mate, but Man City they're on 16. Is it 16 wins?
Yeah, 16 straight wins.
16 straight wins and 1 draw, and that 1 draw was against Everton.
Yeah,
and Wazaru scored that pen. Should have been a loss, to be honest, but it's football. Man City are gonna put away Bournemouth, to be honest. 3-0 maybe. I think 3-0, 4-0, 3-0. I think.
Southampton against Huddersfield, 12th versus 11th. Southampton haven't won in their last 5 games. They're coming off the back of back-to-back defeats, a loss at Stamford Bridge and a spanking by Leicester at St Mary's, 4-1 loss there. Huddersfield have won 2 of the last 3 games. Recently beating Watford, like you said, by 4-1. What do you think in this one?
I'm going for I think a draw, 2-2 draw.
Stoke West Brom, an early relegation, 6 points or so it seems. Stoke sitting in 17th place, a point above relegation zone. West Brom down in 19th. Alan Pardew taking over there, yet to get his first win. Stoke, 1 win in their last 5 games. They've lost 3 on the bounce. Their last game, they were well beaten by West Ham by 3-0. Mark Hughes saying he's not interested in being in a relegation battle. And West Brom lost to Manchester United, of course. Before that, they got a decent draw. They got a very good draw at Anfield. Which way do you see this one going?
Stoke, Mark Hughes still the manager, right? He
Yeah.
hasn't been sacked. No, he hasn't. No. I think West Brom, they're both, they're both in a bad patch of form. West Brom, I think, Alan Pardew, the Pardew effect or whatever you want to call it, I think they might pull this off, and that's it. Mark Hughes out the door after this game, I think. West Brom put them away. I think that's Mark Hughes out the door.
Swansea, Crystal Palace. Speaking of sacked managers, Clement has been sacked and shown the door. Leon Britton will take over as the caretaker manager. Swansea, absolutely awful this season. Rock bottom of the table on 12 points. 12 losses, 3 draws and 3 wins this season. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Last loss, of course, came against Everton after being spanked by City at the Etihad. And Crystal Palace, big Roy Hodgson doing the most down at Selhurst Park. Palace have flown all the way up into 14th position. They're undefeated in the last 5 games, back-to-back wins. I mentioned previously their most recent win coming at Leicester, where they convincingly won by 3-0. Surely Palace have got to be favourites against Swansea.
Roy Hodgson. He's done a really good job since he's taken over at Palace. He's getting the best out of players like Wilfried Zaha. He looks like he's on fire at the moment, Wilfried Zaha. They beat Leicester 3-0 at the King Power. So, I think Leicester, Crystal Palace will put them away. I think so, definitely. I think Crystal Palace will get the win. You have to back Palace on this one.
We then go to East London, where West Ham host Newcastle United. West Ham, another team that was taken over by a new manager this season after sacking their previous manager, Bilic. Moyes has come in, dragged them out of the relegation zone. They're up into 15th. Only 2 points off the drop zone, of course, but the bottom half of the table is so tight, especially from 12th down to 18th, split by only 3 points. West Ham undefeated in the last 3 games. They've got 2 wins and 1 draw. And Newcastle seems to be in free fall. No win in 5, 4 straight losses. West Ham win, surely.
Come on, you Irons. I think, West Ham will. I mean, can I say David Moyes? People were laughing. I was laughing. The West Ham fan base were furious that he was taken over. But can I say he's done a really good job since he's taken over. I mean, he had I believe 2 losses after he took over, or was it 2 losses or something like that? And he's turned it around because I think he's implemented his philosophy now. The players are starting to get the way he plays football. He's organised the defence. They have organisation in their defence now. They're putting results together. They're winning games. I think West Ham will beat Newcastle. Newcastle, they've dropped off a lot since the past 5 games. They're on a poor run of form. Newcastle, they were, I believe, in the top 4. How long ago? Maybe was it a month ago or 6 weeks ago? I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. I don't really remember, but they were not too long ago. They were in the top 4. But I do think West Ham, of course, they're at the London Stadium. I think they'll win.
The 5:30 kickoff, Burnley against Spurs. Burnley seems to be the story of the season this year, sitting in sixth place, 2 points off fourth. They have the joint best defensive record in the Premier League, 12, only conceded 12 this year, alongside Manchester United and Manchester City. The other problem, maybe, if you're going to say a problem that they've got this year, is scoring goals. They've only scored 16 goals this year, but it's done more than not conceding, and they're above their opponents in Spurs. Spurs, who being man of Pochettino, who was being compared to Fergie, supposed to be the next Ferguson. Tottenham was supposed to be challenging for the Premier League this year. They are 21 points off City at top of the table, down in seventh place. They've rectified their poor form. They've got 2 wins in the last 3 games. They did lose at the Etihad, but who doesn't, apart from Everton? And Burnley are undefeated in the last 3 games, 2 wins and a draw, like I said, against Brighton. Which way do you see this one going?
It's really interesting because hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think something happened with bit of technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Difficulties, as you do. Basically, it's very interesting because the two teams are 1 point apart, 1 position apart. You wouldn't have expected Burnley to be in the top 6, in December. I mean, what's Sean Dyche?
Yeah.
Sean Dyche, he's doing a terrific job at Burnley right now. Burnley, they were. I don't remember where they were last season, but definitely they weren't anywhere near the top half of the table. But yeah, Sean Dyche has done a terrific job this season. Burnley are playing really, really well. Tottenham were on a bad run of form. They've recovered now, and I think it's tough to call because you would say on paper Tottenham win this game simply because of the fact they have better players, but Burnley at home, tough. It's a tough opposition. I wouldn't be surprised to see this end in a draw, to be honest. Maybe a 1-1 draw.
A 1-1 draw.
Cool.
And the last game of the game week, 7:45 at the King Power Stadium in Leicester. It's Leicester City versus Manchester United. United, of course, in second place. They've won 4 of the last 5 games. That one loss, of course, coming to Manchester City. 8 points, 11 points off top of the table. Coming up against the Leicester City side, it's in 8th place, who were on fantastic form. Claude Puel's men were doing amazing stuff. They had won 4 straight games. But Palace went there and really gave them a smack in the face with that 3-0 loss. Again, on Tuesday night, they went to penalties against Man City. A lot of those players that played in that game were Leicester City first team players. Will fatigue play a part in this game? Can Manchester United exploit any weaknesses shown from that? And surely United have to bounce back more so than ever. They have to win to keep up the pace on City, and they have to win because they've been knocked out against Bristol City. A win's imperative.
What do you think about the game? Who do you think is going to win?
I think United have to win, and I think they're going to win, but I think we'll scrape a victory. But 7:45 on the lights, I think the King Power will be bouncing. I think Leicester will be up for it. The United players, they seem to be bottle jobs. I've been saying that since last season. I remember last year whenever we had a chance of, everyone's dropped points and we can get into the top 4 now, we'd bottle it as well. They bottled it against Bristol City. They bottled it against Manchester City in the derby. So when the pressure's really on, although we've been in more pressure situations, the Europa League final was a big one. Southampton in the League Cup final was a big pressure situation as well. I think we'll beat Leicester. I think we've got enough to put away Leicester City. I think Mourinho will have told the boys that you've really embarrassed me this week, and you've got to go. Then you've got to fucking win. It's as simple as that. I think they'll do just that, especially with Pogba back in the side and the rest of the boys around him. I think we'll get 3 points.
I've got to agree with you there. I think, I don't think it's going to be, United put Leicester away 3-0 or 4-0, 4-0 FC, as we're supposedly known as, currently known as. I think it will be a tight game. I think we'll scrape it. I do think we'll scrape it. I think we have to win. This is a must-win game for United because we have to bounce back. We just lost to Bristol City. We have to win the next game, and the players, they know they have to win this game, and we have to sort of keep up the pace with City. I think they're really far ahead, but as they say, it ain't over till the fat lady's sung, and the fat lady hasn't sung yet. So I think we've got to win. We've got to win. Leicester in good form, but they lost their last game. We're in good form. We lost our last game. Obviously not in the Premier League. We won the last game in the Premier League, but still, they lost in the the Carabao Cup against City. But you can't really knock them for that. It is Manchester City, best team in history.
In a penalty shootout, where Mahrez and Vardy missed the penalties in the shootout.
Yeah, so fatigue definitely will play a part for them because they the game went to penalties. So definitely fatigue will play a part for them. I think we'll win. I think 3-1 maybe United. I don't really like us away from home this season, but I think our side was heavily rotated against Bristol, and we definitely will have fresh legs playing. So yeah, 3-1. Lukaku, he didn't play until he came off the blacker. So I think 3-1 United.
So that's the Premier League done and dusted with. Don't forget, you FPL players, those of you that have still got this far, I'm sure at least 40 minutes into the podcast. I really appreciate you listening this far into the podcast. You FPL players, don't forget the deadline is Friday, not Saturday. It's Friday, an hour before the Arsenal-Liverpool game. I believe the deadline's at 6:45. Make sure you check, but it definitely is Friday. We'll touch on the biggest European game this weekend, and it has to be El Clasico. El Clasico midday on Saturday. So the very, very early El Clasico this time around at the Bernabeu. I believe Madrid need this game much more than Barcelona do. I think they're 8 points behind Barcelona. Barcelona flying high at the top of the table. Barca with the second best defensive away record in La Liga. Lionel Messi's on fire this year domestically. Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema aren't. Ronaldo's only scored 4 goals in the league this year. Messi's been directly involved in 19 already. I'm feeling a draw. I think Madrid will need this, and Barca will take a draw. I think they'll cancel each other out, and I think it'll be a draw. Which way do you see El Clasico going?
Right. So biggest game in football, definitely the El Clasico. Early kickoff. Surprisingly, it's never been this early. 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Bloody hell. I don't know who made the fixture list for that, but
I'm sure it's able to be shown in other countries, in other
America
continents.
Or something,
yeah, there you go.
The Far East. Whatchamacallit. So El Clasico, Real Madrid, the Santander at the Bernabeu. I think a draw. I think you'll call that right because Real Madrid are sitting fourth in La Liga right now, and they're not been evidently doing as well as Barca, who are sitting top of the table. And Messi's been on fire this season in La Liga. Ronaldo, we can't really say the same for Ronaldo.
In saying that, Madrid are coming off the back of winning the Club World Cup. They are the world champions again, having won it back to back. Ronaldo scored a free kick in the final to win that title for them. And as I said, Madrid do need this more than Barcelona. A loss here, and they really, really will struggle to catch Barcelona. I'm watching a lot of Barcelona this year. They've been playing some very, very, very nice stuff. Ter Stegen's been in fine form at the back as well, making some crucial saves to keep them in matches, especially away from home. So I'm not too sure. That's why I'm saying a draw. I think Barca have been fantastic in the league, especially. They finished top of their Champions League group as well. Madrid finishing second in their group, but they're not always so spectacular in the group stages. They normally turn it on in the knockout stages. And it's a big game and it's a derby, and form normally goes out the way in derbies.
Yeah, form goes out the window.
But yeah, a draw. I think we've called it correctly. Give it a bigger Clasico draw.
Definitely.
That's where we'll end it today, guys. Don't forget the podcast comes out first on the website, the back2.wordpress.com. Have a look there and have a look around and a read. Don't forget to listen to the podcast on iTunes. Give it a little rating and a comment.
Yeah.
I really
Don't
appreciate
forget to
it.
subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and on YouTube. Leave a like and a comment and share it. Hasnat, thank you for coming in. Thank you for filling in.
Cheers, mate. It's been great having me on.
I'm sure we'll get you on in the near future. Thanks again, Hazy. Thanks again for listening,
mate.
guys.
Anytime.
Have a good one.